Most men are only one system away from having everything that they say that they want, yet they don't even know it. I've watched it happen over and over with my own eyes. The same 8 moves every single time. Most guys are only running 2 of them in their lives. Today, I'm going to give you all 8. I know this because I've run it myself. 80 pounds down, a marriage that was on the edge of divorce. Now the strongest it's ever been. Multi-million-dollar improvements at plants that I ran with 0 capital investments. I didn't get any of that by accident. I got it by running a system. And so has every man that I've coached through it. This is Fire Forged Leader for those who refuse to drift in the mirror, in their marriages, in their fatherhood, and in their business, but also in their mission. I'm Steve Baumgartner, your host. Let's get after it. Just a real quick word before we get into this. I really love coaching men, and I only coach men. It's the only place in the coaching realm where I live. In the consulting world, I work with everybody, but when I coach, it's the only thing that I do. And here's why. 2 reasons. I'm not going to dance around either one of these things. The first reason is what works for men, it doesn't always work for women. God built us differently on purpose. The second, I respect my wife way too much to spend my private time coaching other women. That isn't what honors her, and it's not up for negotiation. So this one's for the men, and I mean that as an invitation, not as an exclusion. Now, women, keep on listening, because I'm sure that you have husbands, brothers, sons, someone who needs to hear this message. Man, this is gonna seem like cheating, but if you do these 8 cheat codes, it has the potential to drive you into the top 1% of whatever you focus on. Your body, your relationships, your career, whatever. Cheat code number 1, know where you actually stand. Most men never do an honest inventory. They're running on, it's fine. Nearly half of the high-earning professionals report a racing mind and restless sleep most nights, and they still call themselves fine. You can't fix a position you refuse to look at. So sit down and take real inventory of your life, not just the win column, the entire scoreboard. Most men only ever audit the parts that make them look good. Cheat code number 2, know where you're really headed. Here's the part that should scare you. Your income, it won't protect you. Divorce risk drops as income rises until it doesn't. Past a certain bracket, it climbs back up again. More money, same or worse odds. Direction matters more than growth in one lane. So ask yourself the question most men are absolutely scared to ask. If I keep doing exactly what I'm doing right now, where does this actually end up at? Not where you hope, where the math states. Cheat code number 3, see the man that you're building. Before I lost all that weight, before the marriage got fixed, I had to see the man that I was building, not just wish for him. So stop being vague about who you're building. I want you to put a face on this man, a schedule, a way that he talks to his wife. If you can't describe this man in detail that you're going to become, you're simply not going to become this man. Here's where we're going to put a little bit of meat on the bones, which brings us to cheat code number 4. I want you to set the target and the deadline. Vague goals, they don't fail loudly. They just quietly never happen. So I want you to give yourself 12 weeks, not a New Year's resolution that's dead by February. This is a sprint with a finish line you can see from day 1. And that brings us to cheat code number 5. I want you to say it out loud. This might be the most important move on the list, and almost nobody does it. But I don't want you to take my word for it. Watch this.
We're going to develop a brotherhood.
You're actually forming an unbreakable bond as a team, a brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood. It's an order or a group of men that you will grow a lifelong relationship with.
The brotherhood and the process, the tracking of the goals that I've set.
4 different men, 4 separate conversations. I never said that word to a single one of them first. Everyone landed on it themselves. Stop carrying it alone. Say it out loud to men who will actually hold you to it. Not just nod and change the subject. We are on the home stretch, guys. This is cheat code number 6. Check in every week. People who write down a goal and check in weekly with someone, they hit success at nearly double the rate of people who don't. I've watched that play out in real numbers, not just theory. One of the men I coached hadn't worked out a single day in his life before this, at 57 years old. A few months of weekly check-ins later, his blood pressure was 120/76, lowest it had been in years. Put a weekly check-in on your own calendar and treat it like a doctor's appointment. Not optional. Not when I get to it. Cheat code number 7. This is the one that people want to talk about all the time, but they don't want to talk about anything before it or after it, just this portion. It's important, no doubt about it, but it's not the whole thing. But 7 is show up daily. Self-discipline predicts long-term success even better than raw talent does. One man that I coached had a tremendous anger problem, and it was hurting his marriage more than anything else in his life. The shift wasn't that the anger disappeared. It was that he learned to recognize the trigger and remove himself before it escalated every single time. That's not talent. That's a daily discipline that's ran on repeat. Find the smallest version of the action you can't talk yourself out of, and do that every single day with no exceptions, with no negotiation with yourself. Don't wake up and hit the snooze button and negotiate with yourself thinking you deserve more sleep. You don't deserve anything except for to become the better you. And that only happens through daily action. That brings us to number 8, the last one at the end of the road. That is review and adjust. A man who never looks back doesn't correct course. He just drifts further out, one day at a time, until he's somewhere he was never meant to end up at. The men who actually change direction are the ones who stop. They look back. They do it honestly, and they adjust every single cycle. Not just once a year, just not once every 5 years. All 8 of those moves are how you forge this new life that we've been talking about. To be part of that 1% circle. This part is what you do with it. You don't run this system to hoard it back and keep it for yourself. You run it so that you can lead. You run it so that you can lead your marriage, your team, your family, your mission. One of the men that I coach leads a team of 137 people. He told me straight up, this system didn't just fix his marriage. It's the reason he broke out of a plateau he had hit as a leader, one that he'd been stuck on for years before this. Now, here's what I haven't told you yet. Everything that I just walked you through has a name. Knowing where you stand, that's observe. Knowing where you're headed, that's realign. Seeing the man that you're building is envision. Setting the target and the deadline, it's focus. Saying it out loud, that's open. Checking in every week, that's report. Showing up daily, grind. reviewing and adjusting, evaluate. Observe, realign, envision. That's the first stage. Or focus, open, report, grind, evaluate. That's forge. That's the second stage. And the third stage is what you do with it once it's built. And that's the blade. This isn't a list that I simply made for this video. It's an operating system. It's the operating system for men. The one that I run myself. The one that I built for every man that I've ever coached. 8 moves in order, ran on repeat. That's the whole operating system for becoming the man that you are supposed to be.
The forge helped me become the man that I needed to be. And I finally feel like I'm leading my life instead of drifting through it.
If you're done drifting, if you're ready to stop running 2 out of 8 of these codes and start running all 8, the first move, it's not signing up for anything. It's finding out exactly where you stand. Go take the Live Free assessment. You can find that at sbaumgartner.com/live-free-assessment. From there, you'll get your forge score. You can see exactly where your gaps live. That's where this starts. You can find that down in the comments below. You weren't forged to sit in a flame. You were forged for the fight. Let's get out there.